Well, there's been a shooting in Moscow near the headquarters of Russia's main security service, the FSB, leaving at least 3 people dead. Now, that's taken place just in the last couple of hours. You're watching live pictures now from the streets of Moscow, near where that happened, where the streets have been cordoned off. Our correspondent, Vaessen, is there for us in Moscow. I know this happened very recently, but what do we know at this stage? We're hearing that at least one of them was an officer.
Yes, the latest reports we're now seeing, and these are media quoting the FSB press service. They say that inside the FSB headquarters in Lubyanka, the main building, the attack started, and 3 attackers came in, and 2 have been killed during the shootout with allegedly other FSB officers. One of them managed to escape and ran into the street, where he also managed to kill a traffic police personnel. And then later the FSB has also made public that they said neutralized, they killed this last attacker as well. That's the latest information that we have so far, but it's still very sketchy on how this could happen, how these people could enter this very secured building in the heart of Moscow. The FSB is, of course, the old KGB, the Secret Service in the Soviet Union times, and it's, of course, one of the most secured buildings in the country and in the city. So there's still a lot of questions. President Putin was actually attending a concert to commemorate the Employees' Day of the FSB. At the same time the shooting was taking place, the spokesman of President Putin has said that he has been briefed on the situation, but there hasn't been any comment so far from any government officials, except that we also saw that the health ministry has said that there have been some seriously injured FSB people as well.
I'm seeing now reports that a source close to the FSB says that the shooting incident could be linked to Putin's speech today. Do we have any idea about the motivations that might have been behind this attack? And I imagine the security services are taking the investigation incredibly seriously.
Well, it's not very clear what the motivation has been, and there's no statement so far about this. But yes, it was today's annual press conference by President Vladimir Putin, which lasted more than 4 hours. And he was asked during that press conference what the most disturbing event was during his 20-year-long rule. And he mentioned terrorist attacks. And he said that especially the one in 2004 at the school in Vaessen, where more than 300 people were killed, mostly children, was the most disturbing one. And he also mentioned that Russia now is much more on top of these terrorist events. Many of them have been prevented. That's also something that the police keeps telling everyone. The last big attack was in 2017 at the St. Petersburg metro. And since then, it's been calmer. Again, we don't know, of course, at this stage if this was a terrorist attack or what the motives are behind it. The police, FSB, is saying that they're still trying to identify the person that they have been shot.
Indeed. Vaessen there on the line for us from Moscow. We'll be bringing you more on that as we get it. Thank you, Step.